A few videos back, I tested if ChatGPT can give useful trade setups based on analyzing screenshots of candlestick charts. I tested 3 assets, 3 timeframes, 4 times each, and the results were disappointing. But under that video in the comment section, I got a few good recommendations, such as improve the prompt, include volume data on the screenshots, increase the number of candlesticks provided, and try other risk-to-reward ratios. So I did exactly that and done a new test. This time I'm still only testing ChatGPT, but if you like this content, let me know and I will do a part 3 where I compare ChatGPT with other free chatbots like Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, Claude, and so on. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Okay, so first let's go over the details of the test. First, the testing method. The testing method looks something like this. First, I'm sending a prompt to ChatGPT about what to do. This basically means a chart analysis and a trade recommendation. I will also attach a screenshot of a candlestick chart setup with a 200 candle lookback. You can see step 1 and step 2 right here. Then I am checking the trade outcome. So after ChatGPT gives its recommendation, I set up the trade and we will track if it's a win or a loss. And I am repeating this process 27 times. But how does the new improved prompt looks like? Here you can see it, let's read it. You are a professional price action trader with over 20 years of experience. I will send you screenshots of candlestick charts that include volume bars and a visible price scale. For each chart, analyze the market structure, trend, candlestick patterns, momentum, and volume confirmation. Identify nearby support, resistance, and key price reaction zones. Decide the best possible action, long, short, or no trade if unclear or too risky. Assume entry at the close of the less visible candle. Based on visible structure and volatility, determine the optimal stop loss and take profit price levels that produce the most logical and profitable setup. You decide the risk-to-reward ratio. Output your response in this exact format. Direction, long, short, or no trade. Stop loss, exact price from chart. Take profit, exact price from chart. Reasoning. 1-2 short sentences explaining why this setup has high probability or why no trade is chosen. Focus on precision, clarity, and consistency. If the price scale is partially visible, estimate realistic price levels based on visible context and mention your assumption. So this is a much more complex prompt than what we used in the first part, and it includes all the changes that were recommended, such as including volume, deciding risk-to-reward ratio, so we are now not using a 1-to-1 risk-to-reward ratio all the time. We let ChatGPT decide. Moving on, let's see the assets, timeframes, test numbers, and other details. For assets, this time, instead of BTC-USDT, I chose ETH-USDT. Instead of EURO-USD, I chose JBP-GPY. And instead of the SPY or S&P 500, I chose NQ1 or the US 100. The timeframes are the same as in the part 1 video. We are testing 15-minute, 1 hour, and daily. And now instead of 4 examples, I thought that 3 examples is enough. This way we can get a break-even result. Also, instead of the previous 50 candle screenshots, we are now sending 200 candle screenshots, and we don't have a 1-to-1 risk-to-reward ratio restriction. We let ChatGPT decide. And now let's see 2 examples, then I am going to reveal the results. Example 1. Here you can see the candlestick chart I pasted to ChatGPT, and here is the prompt we discussed earlier. Under that you can see ChatGPT's recommendation. In this case it recommended a short trade with this stop loss and this take profit, and here is the reasoning. And here is the outcome. So again, ChatGPT recommended a short trade with 164 stop loss. So the screenshot I sent to ChatGPT was the part before this, so this area. And at the last candle I set up that trade. I set up 164 stop loss and 154 take profit level. I think this is around the 1 to 1.2 risk-to-reward ratio setup, but in this case it was a losing trade. Let's see another example. So here's example 2. Again the chart screenshot, then the complex prompt, and ChatGPT's recommendation. This time we are getting a long trade with this stop loss level and this take profit level. And here is the outcome. So here I set up the trade. The stop loss is at 17,740 and the take profit 18,180. This was a beautiful trade. It didn't even go into the stop loss region. It gradually climbed up to hit the take profit level. Okay, now the next step was for me to test this 27 times on all the 3 assets, the 3 timeframes that I showed you earlier. and this is how the track record looks like. Now this is an Excel spreadsheet. If you want, let me know in the comment section and I can upload it to a Google Drive so you can download and check it out for yourself, so you can read all the reasonings behind all of these decisions. So I wrote up the asset, the time frame, the lookback candle number, the last candle date, if it was a long or short or a no trade, the proposed stop loss, the proposed take profit, if it was a take profit hit or a stop loss hit, and the profit according to the risk-reward ratio. For example, here you can see we have a winner trade and the profit is 2.37. That means that the risk-reward ratio of that trade was a 1 to 2.37. Oh, and I didn't talk about this, but choosing the last candle was totally random. I squished the chart so I can only see a flat line, and I randomly picked points on the chart choosing the last candles. Are you ready for the results? Let's see. So first let's go over NQ1. NQ1 was surprisingly good, just like the SPY in the first part. For some reason, ChatGPT works really well with these two indexes, so I might be testing more later on, for example Nifty, or maybe we can go into gold. On the 50-minute chart we had one no trade, one long trade and one short trade. The long trade was a winner, the short trade was a loser, but overall, as ChatGPT gave a great risk-reward ratio for the long trade, on the 15-minute it came out to be profitable. On NQ1 1-hour chart, we got 2 longs, 1 short. All of those were winners with nice risk-reward ratios, except the last one. And on the daily chart, we got 2 long trades and 1 no trade. Both of those long trades were winners, and of course the no trade is no profit nor loss. So with NQ1, out of the 9 trades, only 1 was losing, 2 no trades, and 6 trades were winners. This resulted, I think, in around a 9-unit profit. Now let's move on. Here you can see ETH/USDT. On the 50-minute chart, we got 1 long trade and 2 no trades, and that 1 long trade resulted in a loss, so that's a -1 loss. On the 1-hour chart, 1 no trade, 2 long trades, both of the long trades were losers. And on the daily chart, we got 1 long trade, 2 short trades. That 1 long trade was a winner with a 1.15 risk-reward ratio, and the 2 short trades were losers. So disappointing results on ETH/USDT, only 1 winner and 5 losers, not quite what I expected. And finally on GBP/JPY, on the 50-minute chart, we got 1 no trade, 1 short and 1 long trade. Both of the trades were losers. On the 1-hour chart, we got 2 shorts and 1 no trade. Both of the shorts were losers. And on the daily chart, we got 2 short trades and 1 no trades. And again, both of the short trades were losers. So not a single win on GBP/JPY. These results somewhat matches the first part results. Neither crypto nor Forex got good results, only SPY, and we can see the same pattern here. Now to quickly summarize the results, NQ1 50-minute chart, a positive 1.37% net profit, on the 1-hour chart a positive 3.92% net profit, and on the daily a positive 2.62% net profit. On ETH/USDT 15-minute a 1% loss, on the 1-hour a 2% loss, and on the daily a 0.85% loss. And the worst one was GBP/JPY with 2% loss on each time frames. And at the bottom I noted the part 1 results, which was a negative 11% net profit, and the part 2 results a negative 1.94% net profit. So it is an improvement, but it's still losing. Now let's talk about the conclusions and future testing I'm planning to do. So despite increasing the lookback from 50 to 200 candles, not restricting the risk-reward ratio, providing volume data, the overall results are still negative. But the results are better, this time around a negative 2% profit, compared to the first part, which gave us a negative 10% net profit. And then Q1 had 6 wins and only 1 losses, generating 8% net profit. So in the next part, I want to test other chatbots like Gemini, Claude, Grok and DeepSeek, and focus on assets that works, like SPY and Q1, and maybe try new assets I didn't test it yet, like XOUSD or stocks. Now, let me know in the comment section what would you like to see in the next part, if you have any recommendations, or what I should change of the testing method, or anything you have in mind. And that wraps up today's video. Did you like this part 2 test? Should I make a part 3 comparing other chatbots? Let me know in the comments. Also, keep in mind this is Black Friday week on TradeSmart. This means that you can get all of our products in our Patreon shop with a 30% discount until the 28th of November. In the shop you can find around 4 strategy scripts that I showcased here on TradeSmart AI and which weren't released as a free script. You can also find private optimization, private coding, and research data for my bigger videos that I made for my main channel, TradeSmart. If you didn't see part 1 of this video yet, you can check it out here. Or if you are interested in my latest premium script release on my main channel, TradeSmart, check out this video. This strategy is optimized for Solana, so if you are interested in trading Solana, this one is worth checking out for you. As always, thank you all for watching, have an amazing day, and until next time, trade smart!